of fun, right? You're having fun.
Yeah.
It's the Rockin' Metal Revival!
It's on every Thursday night at 8 o'clock, right after your local news.
Crank it up!
And I'm not mainlighting acid.
Anymore.
Well, I'm not going to promise that.
Whatever you're comfortable with.
I don't smoke angel dust anymore. Don't be afraid.
Welcome to the show!
Horns up, metalheads. Time for another edition of Rockin' Metal Revival. Already, the hookah lounge is burning up. You all right, buddy?
Yeah, just trying to fog it a little bit.
It is hazy
Keep
in
out
here.
the Zika mosquitoes.
Yeah, the Zika mosquitoes.
Get them
with the
stoned and they won't
the
be
vape,
there.
yeah.
Baking them. We're baking the mosquitoes.
We're baking the mosquitoes, that's right. Tonight on Rockin' Metal Revival, we've got a new band called...
Or today, depending on what time you're listening to it.
Yeah.
Could be night, could be morning.
On this show, we have a new band called Pareidolia, and their guitar player, Steve, how do you say his last name? Dadaian?
Dadaian?
Yeah, he's going to join us. And that guy shreds.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Man, these guys are good. I was surprised. Because, like, when they send us all these CDs, I look at it and I'm like, no, these guys, these short hair, no, this is going to suck. These guys are going to be garage.
Well, we'll get stacks of CDs, like 10, 11 CDs in a stack, and we'll look at them and go, okay, let's take this. Nah.
Let's check this one out. No.
Really, a label sign these guys?
Yeah.
But these guys are good, man.
Yeah.
We really enjoyed them. They got a new CD out called Denied Truths, and they got a single called Betrayed Within. We'll hear that next hour. We've got News of the Weird. We've also got Talking Real Metal, and
so you
kids
can
are
stay
learning.
Informed.
Yeah, kids are learning.
You're going to need this for school next week.
That's right, and going through the hard drive of all of our music here at Rockin' Metal Revival.
It's not soft. It's never soft.
Never soft with
Not
Rockin' Metal
around
Revival.
here, No.
We are the Viagra of hard rock and metal. So we're going to play one from... Hey, here's
always hard.
Great title, Bust a Nut. That's
There
where
you
this
go.
one comes from. Here's Tesla. This is called The Solution.
I was surprised when I saw this on. I was like, wow, I haven't heard this in a long time.
Yeah.
Great tune.
All right, here they are, Tesla, kicking off this edition of Rockin' Metal Revival.
If you think the show stinks, you should be sitting here in the studio.
And that smell, what is that, booze, cigarettes, and Dracon Noir? It takes me right back.
Start with a shower. You smell like you just walked out of a fisting contest.
Rockin' Metal Revival.
And you smell pretty much the same. Like a cock dipped in shit.
Wow.
From the CD The Blizzard of Oz, there's Ozzy Osbourne and Mr. Crowley on Rockin' Metal Revival.
Probably one of my favorite, the top metal guitar albums ever for me.
Yeah.
That and Diary of a Madman. I could just listen to those things forever.
Don't you? Already?
do. Yeah.
That
yeah.
and a couple Schenker albums?
It's one of those when it comes on the radio, it's one of those that I never turn. I just turn it up.
Yeah, exactly. And piss off your neighbors.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I tell everybody when I'm on the Hog.
Well,
Time for some listener participation.
The one over there is pretty old, so she probably couldn't hear it. No matter how loud I turned
I saw
it
her
up.
outside the other day, though, with a Creator T-shirt on. So I think she's into the metal.
Yeah, she must be.
She gotta be, what,
spelled with
75?
a K or with a C? Because she might be. It might be a Jesus thing.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
If it was
Never
spelled
thought of
with-
that. So what's up, brother? Having a good week?
So far.
Yeah, last night...
Packers won.
Packers
I'm good with
won,
that.
yeah.
I'm good
We
with
had
that.
I saw a great show with Royal Bliss and Torn Between down at the District in Rockford this week, and our boys Torn Between are going to have a 4-song EP out real soon, and
That's cool. I know their guitar tech.
yeah, do you?
The guy who sets up their guitars and stuff. Yeah,
Remember we had the band 3 Years
we're
Hollow?
real close.
Yeah. The band 3 Years Hollow. Remember we had them on about 2 years ago. They had that guy,
No, it
Jose.
had to be 3 years ago, wasn't it?
No, it was 2 years ago.
Oh.
But
it's 3 years hollow. So.
yeah, nice.
Sick.
But Jose is producing their album.
Oh,
He's
no
the
kidding.
same guy that produced Another Lost Year.
He was a fun interview. I think.
Yeah,
I
he was
think
a
that
lot of fun. Yeah.
yeah.
But they're working on getting a 4-song EP out and possible talking of an acoustic tour that they're going to do with Another Lost Year coming up in either October or November.
That'd
So,
be kind of cool.
Sound very cool
They're
for
still
those
looking
guys.
for a guitar player.
still looking for a guitar player. If you're
I'd
in
do
the,
it, but I'm too old.
I'm not hauling your.
I don't
ass
like
all
tuning
over.
down that low.
No, I can't see it. Yeah, and your neck would hurt shaking your head around. Like
I know.
that.
Yeah, like I'd be needing a chiropractor.
You
every
would.
day.
But hey, speaking of next hour, this Pareidolia band, I'm not into prog metal. Not like you are. I mean, you're into the Queensryches and the Dream Theaters.
I'm into the musicianship of the really good guitar players and stuff like that. And yeah, these guys surprised me because usually it's a bunch of noodling and it just gets monotonous after a while.
And the songs are like 20 minutes long.
Yeah, but these guys, no, they nice, concise, freaking songs. Well orchestrated, well done.
Well, I know when we were on our way home from the Glenn Hughes show, you're like, dude, you got to listen to this. We might want to have these guys on the show.
Yeah. I was
and then about, 2 songs in, I'm like, I'll make the call.
Yeah, we'll get them on.
Yeah, so that was cool. We're going to talk to them next hour. Speaking of the Glenn Hughes show, he is back writing songs with Joe Bonamassa for a new Black Country Communion
Should be
CD.
good.
Looking forward to that. And speaking of that, let's play some Black Country Communion.
Yeah,
and a new solo album coming out in November.
Soon. Yeah, we should be getting that hopefully soon.
So
that'd be cool.
This was one of the songs he played the night we saw him in Chicago. This is Medusa from Black Country Communion right here on Rockin' Metal Revival.
Somewhere 2 villages are missing their idiots.
Do you consider yourself to be human?
Objection sustained.
No, the witness can't object.
Overruled.
Sidebar.
Guilty.
Speculation.
Hearsay.
Bailiff.
Briefcase.
Disregard.
In my chambers.
Stop beaver on the witness. Arrest. We could totally be lawyers.
But you found them. Rockin' Metal Revival.
There's Black Label Society from the Blessed Hellride and Stillborn on Rockin' Metal Revival. A lot of black in that set of music.
That was a very dark section of music there. That was
Black Country Communion, Black Stone Cherry, and then Black Label Society.
The trifecta of the black.
Not very colorful at all.
No. How much blacker could you get? You'd probably be like none.
No.
You can't get none blacker. That's what they say in Spinal Tap.
Nope, good enough. It was awesome, though. All right, time for News of the Weird. And did you see the picture I posted on our Facebook of the guy who broke into jail because his friends were there? And he wanted to party with them?
Oh, yeah. Dang, man, I didn't get that one. That's funny.
That is funny.
Yeah.
All right, man crashes girlfriend's car into building 8 feet off of the ground. Did you hear about this?
It ends up sticking out of the wall,
Yeah, possibly alcohol might have been involved.
No.
This sounds like it could have happened in Wisconsin. I can hear right now the guy going, hey, hold my beer, watch this. Connecticut man may be found guilty of the worst parking job recorded in history. 8 feet off the ground. Plainfield police say the man was driving his girlfriend's Saturn LS when he lost control, sped over a rock island, went airborne, and broke through a fence, according to NBC Connecticut. The unidentified driver ended up smashing into a building 8 feet in the air.
Nice.
Wow.
Good shot, man.
A few minutes earlier and about a mile away, police had pulled over the man on suspicion of drunk driving, but he took off when officers told him to put the car in park. He's a genius.
Man.
Although the car crash put him in a precarious position, the driver managed to climb out and run away again. Wow. This is like,
nice.
He's like a superhero here.
Yeah, this is like an episode of Cops.
Yeah, this all happened at 2 a.m. Tuesday. The suspect managed to avoid police until that afternoon when police officers tracked him down at the local hospital where he's being treated for injuries.
Oh,
nice. Hey, Cops is in Green Bay this week.
I know. I'm going to make my television debut. Let's go. We're going to go do some streaking and stuff.
Wife beaters. We got to get some wife beaters.
Oh, you mean the shirts? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cool.
What do you think?
Sure. Yeah.
I don't smoke, but we can roll a pack of cigarettes in there and look good.
Yeah, we'd look good.
Yeah.
We'd fit right in.
We need some TV exposure.
Yeah, there you go.
Just what we
That's
need.
what we need.
Mom celebrates back to school time by smoking joint, police says. School year has just begun, and some mothers are already going to pot.
That's the way I celebrate it.
Yeah, at least in the Canadian province of British Columbia, where police pulled over a woman on Tuesday for speeding near an elementary school. Officers said when they were talking to the woman,
she couldn't have been smoking pot. She'd have been driving slower.
Yeah, well, she could have been listening to this show.
Oh, that's true.
And she was just trying to get home and get it over with. Yeah. She allegedly admitted that she had just finished smoking a joint with some other moms. So they're having like a little PTA meeting. As soon as she rolled down the window, it was pretty evident that the people in the car or the driver herself had been smoking the devil's lettuce prior to being stopped.
It'd be like a PTP, parents taking the pot.
Yeah, it said she did admit to smoking a joint and trying to excuse it away by saying her and some of the other moms this morning had a celebratory joint, celebrating that kids were back in school.
And now we can get stoned all day long.
Yeah, once officers smoked out that mom that indeed smoked out, a drug recognition expert was called to the scene to conduct a sobriety test on the woman. The expert confirmed that the marijuana-toking mom was sober enough to drive and issued her a warning ticket for speeding in a school zone.
What do you think that test is?
Nice. I don't
wave
know.
Some Cheetos
Cheetos
in front of you
yeah.
and see if you chase after them.
See if your eyes will follow the bag of Cheetos. Pot laws in Canada are legislated federally back in Ottawa, but BC enforcement is more lax, according to Canadian officials. The cops here feel they have more important problems than busting people on weed.
Yep.
Thank you,
sure.
Canada.
Way to go. They're pretty smart up there for being up there, eh?
Yeah.
Cold, eh?
Way to be, hosers.
Yeah.
All right. Hero,
take off, eh?
Hero Burrito helps police officers save trapped kitten.
Oh, good feel-good story.
Another reason to love Mexican food. 2 police officers and a burrito are receiving praise for the brave rescue of a kitten stuck in a drainage pipe. Offers Jimenez and Corona on the Parlier Police Department in California used a piece of partially eaten burrito to lure the hungry animal from the pipes.
That would have got me out.
Me too. Rescue efforts on Monday also included some meowing by the officers. Do they have this on video?
I think they do.
The department released a short video showing the cat in a bit of a predicament. The cat is safe. That's good to know.
Yeah.
And the care of the Parlier Animal Control, according to police. We should get this cat.
Well, you got to finish the thing.
Authorities said that Officer Corona hopes to adopt the kitten and name the lucky feline, you guessed it, Burrito.
So, you're not going to get the cat. The cop's going to get the cat.
Yeah.
That's cool.
We've already got a mascot. We got Lemmy.
Yeah, so he used the burrito, but then later that cat destroyed a litter box.
Yeah, just tore up a litter box. Looks like public masturbation is no longer a crime in Italy.
So we're all moving.
Hey,
pack up.
Steve Reamer.
Get your stuff. Let's go.
Hey, Steve Reamer.
Reamer. That's why I haven't heard from him in a while.
I think he moved to Italy, yeah.
I think so.
You have to hand it to the Supreme Court in Italy. It ruled that public masturbation is no longer a crime, according to CNN. Of course, there's one critical caveat, as long as it's not in the presence of minors. Good thing. That's a good law.
Yeah, what the hell?
The decision resulted in the case of a 69-year-old man who was convicted in May of 2015 for performing such an act in front of students at the University of Cantina, CNN reported. He was sentenced to 3 months in prison and fined $3,600.
Okay.
An appeals court upheld the sentence, the Telegraph reported, but the man's lawyer appealed it to Italy's highest court that the penalty was too severe, and the court agreed, citing a change in the law last year and decriminalizing yanking it in front of women. The act is no longer regarded as a crime by the law, said the Supreme Court. They ruled in a statement that they sent down. According to media outlets, Elvira Savino of the rival party of the Italian Prime Minister, Matteo Renzi, said, to save from the prison cells people who commit obscene acts in front of women is really unjustifiable. The government law is an invitation to every maniac to molest women. The case has been directed back to a local court to determine the administrative fee.
All right, hold off on packing up.
Yep.
Hold off. Put the stuff back. We're good.
All right.
We'll wait till it's okay to just go whack it wherever.
Yeah, wherever.
Because like in South Park, didn't they have whacking it in San Diego or something?
Hey, just this week is a new South Park started.
I know. Yeah,
gotta love that too.
Yeah.
That's gonna wind up news of the weird. So
don't go to Italy.
Yeah,
Not
don't
yet.
go to Italy.
Not yet. You
Come home, Steve.
Yeah.
All right. Last week we have Jeff Tate on the show from Operation Mindcrime, and Jeff was a lot of fun.
Cool. Yeah.
I wonder if he's taught his wife how to Google him yet.
I don't know.
Good luck on that. But right now, I
don't want video of that.
No, we talked about this.
Keep that to yourself.
Yeah, we don't need to be seeing that on Vivid. All right. Right now from the CD Operation Live Crime, here is Queensryche, and I Don't Believe in Love on Rock and Metal Revival.
You were at this show.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
You
rub
can
it
hear
in.
me. You can hear me.
Is that you at the
Yeah.
beginning of this?
Yep.
Going.
Yeah, that's me.
Here's your latest hard rock and metal news on Rock and Metal Revival.
All right, metalheads, grab the little kids around the neck and pull them close to the speakers. It's time for them to get their learning on.
Yeah,
It's
not too tight.
No,
though.
don't hurt the little.
Don't hurt them. Just
hurt the
bring
little
them.
rockers.
Just make sure they're listening, paying
That's right.
attention. You know,
It's time for
Take out the
talking real
ruler,
metal.
Tap them on the fingers. Hey,
Yeah.
wake up.
If you go to our Facebook page, you can see one of our talking real metal little guys did a story called "The Fart That Killed the World."
Oh, nice.
See, he learned.
Cool.
He learned something.
All right.
All right.
But
Start.
don't everybody
think
you're going to learn something here.
No,
'cause
it's
we're
absolutely
not trying to do
no.
that at all.
That's not our jobs.
No.
This show is not informative or entertaining.
Nope.
All right. So okay, here we go. It looks like former Guns N' Roses keyboardist Chris Pittman is suing Axl Rose. Who is Chris Pittman?
Wasn't him and Slash and Pittman and no? He was one of the fill-in freaking Axl Rose backing band. Really, it wasn't Guns. Calling it Guns N' Roses is
because I think Teddy Zigzag was the original keyboardist.
Yeah.
For Guns N' Roses, and then maybe this loser, and then Dizzy Reed.
Yeah.
Nice try. No way to try to score on that.
Yeah, he just knows Axl's got plenty of money now, and he can pay him the $125,000.
I really hate this sue happy society.
Yeah, it is. Everybody sue.
Yeah.
It's like, come on,
get a life, dude. Tom Araya says there hasn't really been any talk of another Slayer album yet. They just released that one late last year.
Yeah,
Relent?
come on, it takes 10 years for an album anymore.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Just ask Def Leppard.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah,
don't rush them.
No, Glenn Hughes doesn't know if Black Country Communion will tour in support of an upcoming album. I hope so.
They won't, because Bonomosa's he's booked till 2040, I think.
Really?
Jeez, he just plays constantly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know.
That's
man.
sad.
That's going to be hard to.
Yeah.
Because with Jason Bonham and getting them all to have the same.
What's Bonham doing now? Just that Led Zeppelin experience thing?
I don't know. What else is he doing?
I'll have to give him a call. You got him in your Rolodex?
Yeah.
All right, look that up for us. All right, former Alice Cooper guitarist Kane Roberts signs with Frontier Records, has a new solo album due out in 2017.
He was that big muscle guy.
Looks kind of like
he
you
was
do.
Back when Alice came back, back in the late 80s. That was great, man. I dug him. He was a good hell of a player, man.
Yeah. Didn't he kind of... Yeah, okay. All right.
Yeah, he's doing a lot of the tapping and stuff.
Yeah.
And he made his guitar look tiny.
Yeah.
Made it look like he's playing one of those toy guitars because he was so freaking
buffed out.
Yeah,
like you are.
He was roided, yeah.
Like you.
I'm not... The roids have sunk.
Sunk down?
Sunk,
all right, yeah. The
Gravity does that.
Yeah, gravity's a pain in the... Yeah. The ex-Runway singer, Cherie Curry, shelved album featuring Slash... Matt Sorum, Duff McKagan to see the light of day.
Oh no, this could be horrible.
Yeah,
there's
I'm not
probably a reason that it didn't see.
You
the
were
light
so
of day.
excited you put this down there twice.
Did I put it twice?
Yeah,
man.
How high were you?
I had partook.
Yeah,
probably.
all right. Yeah, you and Willie Nelson. I tell you what,
I'm telling you, that's some good stuff, Willie. Willie made some good stuff
all
there.
Right. Testament guitarist says fans of more melodic stuff might want to wait for an album after Brotherhood of the Snake.
So this one's going to be heavy,
pretty heavy,
just riffs and not.
I was told yesterday that we will have a member of Testament on the show coming up.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
Anthrax, Frankie Bello on Joey Belladonna. He has a gift from God, and it's a beautiful gift. Why is he looking at him like that? Is he talking about his voice?
Yeah, I think he's talking about the voice. Yeah, they weren't in the shower or something.
Oh, okay.
I don't think, man. It
no?
doesn't say where they were,
yeah.
where the context of that. So
I took that wrong.
You just take it
okay.
as you wish.
Aerosmith
but
drummer.
I like Joey's vocals nowadays compared to back then.
Yeah.
His voice has matured a lot.
He's still not John Bush, man. I don't care what you say.
Yeah, but these last two
have been great
Anthrax albums have been top notch, dude. So.
They have been. I'd like to hear it live, though.
Yeah, I've heard a few of them live.
Yeah,
that's what I saw on YouTube and stuff.
They're
coming to Chicago soon.
2 weeks.
Why aren't we going?
I don't know.
Why aren't they having us as a special guest? Why aren't you introducing the band? I introduced Anthrax at the freaking Rockford Metro Center.
Did you?
Yeah, I went up on. They brought me up on stage for the Judas Priest show.
Really?
Yeah, they brought me on stage, and I talked to the crowd, told them Anthrax and Judas Priest were coming up.
Nice.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Good for you.
Yeah.
That was your 15 minutes of fame. Because you know damn well it ain't on this show.
It was like 14 seconds.
There you go. Hey.
But, hey, it was there.
Makes your girlfriend happy. So what the heck? 14 seconds? What's 14 seconds?
Hey, it's quality 14 seconds.
It's quality time, not quantity.
Yeah.
Aerosmith drummer, we can't play as many shows as we used to. It's physically impossible. Well, no kidding, you're all 100 years old.
Yeah, jeez. Amazing they can do one.
Yeah. Former Motorhead drummer Mickey D joined Scorpions as permanent member.
Nice.
That's nice.
That's cool,
Good
man.
thing he got another job.
Yeah.
You know.
Because James Kotak, he's like...
he's whacked down a little bit.
Yeah, he's on the alcohol too much. Man.
Original Y&T drummer Leonard Hayes has passed away at 61. That's kind of sad. Extreme is working on a 17th song for the next studio album, says Nuno Betancourt. I love Extreme.
Nice, man. I do, too. I thought they were awesome.
I dig that band. John Corabi defends Motley Crue over the use of backing tapes during concerts. I'd have to talk to Crab about that one.
Yeah, he says, sometimes it's okay, but he won't
use them, no.
And there's none on that this concert the DVD's got coming up.
I can't wait to Motley 94.
Yeah.
I got to talk to Joe O'Brien at Rat Pack about that.
Yeah.
We want to be first on that. Brett Michaels on Poison. The band has never broken up and never will. Okay. All right. That's why they went out and got Brandon Gibbs to sing for them.
Yeah, and then
Yeah, I'm not.
I don't care. I don't care either way.
Yeah. And Richie Blackmore says Deep Purple is milking it a bit too much. How do you feel about that?
They got bills to pay. You got one way to pay them.
Yeah, just
you're
because
not making
you
it off of royalties anymore like they used to. Record companies, putting out albums doesn't make any money.
Yeah.
The only way they're going to make enough money to support the life that they've been accustomed to, is to tour. I bet you they sure the hell don't want to be out there having to do it as much as they are.
Do you think Jerry and I want to do this show every week?
No, every freaking week. Are
we
you
need
kidding
the money.
Me? Jeez,
that's right.
I wouldn't sit in a room with this guy for for free. Come on, jeez.
Hey, I'm looking at the playlist here. Is this the Extreme song that I put on the list?
I don't know. Is that
Is it Kid Ego?
Yeah, it is.
Well, let's play that one.
I know. Yeah, it needs to be that writing. Yeah.
Here's Extreme ending hour number 1 coming up next hour.
The first song that I heard them do.
Yep, and I like this.
Man,
tune.
I just dug that guitar. It was like freaking.
Nuno's a beast.
Yeah.
Coming up, Pareidolia. Their guitar player Steve is going to join us next hour right here on Rock and Metal Revival.
This portion of Rock and Metal Revival is brought to you by...
Now come on, guys! If you want to be a successful business, then you have to be honest about what you are. Once you take a stand on something, you're pretending like your company is about more than money. Then all of a sudden, you're the NFL and your players get caught molesting little boys.
That's the Catholic Church.
NFL, Catholic Church, same thing. Okay, let's use the Catholic Church. You take a moral stand on issues, you say you're about honor and integrity, and the next thing you know, your clergymen are getting caught beating up their wives in an elevator.
That's the NFL.
It's the same thing, Kyle! The point is, if we as an organization claim to be about high morality, somebody is eventually going to get raped or beaten in an elevator, and it's most likely going to be Butters.
Oh, no!
There's brand new music from a band called Pareidolia. It's called Betrayed Within on Rock and Metal Revival. Dude, that's one of the best parts about doing this show.
Yeah, you get to hear these new bands coming out. And I didn't know what to expect when I saw this.
Yeah.
And then it's like, whoa. Nice.
Yeah, exactly. And we have Steve Dadaian on the phone with us, guitarist of Pareidolia. Welcome to the show.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Yeah, we were, we got sent this. We were looking at it. We threw it in the CD player, and we're both like, whoa, where have these guys come from? Tell us a little bit about the band.
So we're pretty much a progressive metal, hard rock sort of weird mix from New Jersey. We actually formed while we were living in New York City, but a lot of us are just living in New Jersey now. I'm from New Jersey myself. And, I just was, a couple years ago, I had been gigging, just doing small gigs with the bass player that's in the band now. And we had, I had a couple, just ideas and songs I had demoed kind of in our back catalog of songs. And we hadn't really done anything with them. And we just sort of came together and were like, well, maybe let's see if we can do anything with this. So I had, one or two songs that were close to being done, and so I had, completed them eventually, and and we're sitting with him like, yeah, these sound pretty cool, but we need to get a good frontman, a good singer on this. So I was looking for studio work at the time, and I guess, I don't know, we got linked up with the singer we have now. Just I was looking for studio work, he was looking for some gigs to do, and we just happened to cross paths, and I just presented him with a couple of songs I had demoed just by myself, and he was really into it. He's like, yeah, I think I can do something with this. So he, gave me a rough idea of where he wanted to go with it, and it was we felt it was like a perfect match. So we initially just wanted it to just be like just a small 4-track EP, but then eventually we just kept writing, and then before we knew it, we had 13 tracks, and we're like, well, we may as well just put an album out. So we were just working on that, and then we eventually came out with this record.
Well, I know the first single that I heard from was Betrayed Within, and I've been just digging the hell out of this tune, and you guys have a video for that song.
We do, and so before we released the record, we had done some cool gigs before we actually released it, sort of like in anticipation of releasing it, but we were thinking, well, I've been working through YouTube and the social media world just as a guitar player, by myself, and then our singer Chandler has a respectable following of his own, and so we're like, well, that's cool. We each have our own thing. People can, if they go on YouTube, it's one of the first things I do when I look up a band is I think, do they have anything on YouTube or anything I can watch? And we didn't have a video for really any of the songs, so we had to pick what's the one song that we feel would be a good single. People that maybe like rock music, and they don't, and kind of reaching the most widest audience, and we felt like this was a really good track. It had a lot of cool meaning behind it, some cool imagery, and so we're like, we have to put out a video for this. We have to make sure artistically it kind of represents how we felt when we were writing it, and so it took some time, conceptually coming up with the actual video itself, and then finding the right guy to do it, and it took a while, but eventually we came out with this finished product that we were happy with.
Now when you guys started, you were a dentist, right? And your singer was a orthopedic surgeon or something?
Yeah, our bass player is,
how does that work?
So we actually met when we were in school, and we had both been gigging, when we were not in school, we would, and in late in the evenings, it's when you're living in New York City, that's when all the gigs are, they're all, late at night. So what we would do is, I don't know, some people like to go out to party and do their thing, but for us, we wanted to do gigs. So we would be gigging like open mic nights or anything. Would just be moving about. When you're in New York City, it's really easy to do that, So we would be going to school, and then I'd be, and any sort of free time I could find, I would be writing and gigging and doing studio sessions if I could, because that's what I did even before I went to school. Same thing with our bass player. Even before we both went to school, we were both playing music professionally, and so a lot of people would say, "Oh, you have to give that up." Yeah, it's like, no, why? I can still do it. And there's actually a lot of famous guitar players. Brian May, guys that have PhDs and doctorate degrees, and guys that have just gone to school, but they love and they play music as well. So we're thinking, well, we can play music and still do our thing during the day. So it never really interfered, because some people like to do other things at night, and that's just what we did.
It's going to be hard.
We kept going.
Would be hard to tour though, wouldn't it, if you had to keep coming back and during the day to do some dentist work?
Doesn't it give them a good health, like a health plan for the band?
Yeah.
When you're trying to get a new drummer, hey, listen, we got a health plan. We got dental and we
got medical. Yeah,
we can help you out.
Nice.
That's right. There's some perks that come along with it, so it's a good deal.
So what's the plan for you guys? Are we going to see a tour, or are you guys just out trying to get some radio play right now, or are you going to?
Well, we did open. We played at the Guitar Gods Festival in Miami, so we opened for Yngwie Malmsteen, Steve Vai, Nickel McBrain.
That must have been cool.
That was killer, and that was a lot of fun. So we got to play at that. And we've just been hoping to just create a little bit of a buzz. The community that we kind of are in is small. I just finished doing a 3-video series for Guitar World magazine. So they've released those. Those have just finished being released, and we're working on a DVD now. So, we're trying to just create our buzz, see what the interest is, and, because we felt very strongly about the band, just compared to what's out there now, we felt like there's like a lot, like, music's in a tough place now. I feel like there's like certain things that are missing that we wanted to try and, I don't know, maybe fill some sort of void that's there. So we want, just people to take a listen to it. If they like it and there's a little bit of a buzz going, we can do that. But we are lining up shows to do in the New York City tri-state area, and we just see how those go. We just take it one step at a time, and that's just what we've been doing since we've started. Is we've just been taking like step by step, and as things have progressed, we've gotten a little bit more traction here and there. So we're just working on that slowly.
Well, I've watched a few of your videos on your Facebook, and let's see, you were doing a thing with Leave Me Alive where you were just playing along with it. Now, I'm a guitar builder, and I want to know what kind of guitar that was you were playing. Because I've never seen that.
Yeah, it's you probably wouldn't, because it's one of my friends, Jason Lee. He's a luthier in Rhode Island, and he builds custom guitars. So I had him. We were working on a sort of like quote unquote like a signature model, if you will. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I was trying to come up with something that would be like, not too pretentious, but like still kind of cool. And so we had worked on this design. It has like 27 frets. It has like a kill switch arcade button, and it has like all these like kind of cool wacky features on it that I think like some like modern metal players would like. And the top is made out of this thing called bloodwood. So like as it gets a little older, it starts to look even more brown and bloodier, I guess, if you want to call it that. But it's just pretty metal. So so he built that for me, and we used that in the video, and it's a fun guitar to play on. The neck's thin as hell, so it just shreds.
Nice. So are there any tracks on the new album you think could have benefited from maybe adding some cowbell?
All of them, actually. Yeah, you can never have too much.
That's what I was thinking. The only thing this thing needs is some cowbell.
That's it. You can always put some cowbell on it.
Great vocals, everything's there except for the cowbell.
Hey, Steve.
I know.
hey, Steve. Now, if people want to pick up your CD, buy this new album, because I'm telling you, Jerry and I both love it. We think it's a great album. Where would be a place that people could get their hands on copies of this?
So if they want a physical copy, they could just go to cdbaby.com, and if you just type in Denied Truths, that's our album title, you'll see us, Pareidolia. We're like the first thing that comes up. If you want a physical copy, and the physical copy is cool. It's like a digipack, has some cool artwork in it, a booklet for people that like that, and it has all the lyrics in it as well. And if you just want the just digital, you can either go to, if you like, Amazon.com, or if you like iTunes. The album is mastered for iTunes and CD specifically, so whichever you prefer, you'll be getting the highest fidelity for any audiophiles out there. You'll be getting like the highest quality audio for either one.
Sweet. Beautiful. Sweet. Well, we're going to play another song off the CD. The title of it's called Denied Truth, and this is called Quench the Fire. You want to tell us a little bit about this one?
So this was actually one of the few songs on the record that we started with a vocal-only track, and we built backwards. So the singer sent me some idea he had vocally for this track without anything else, and I built the music around the vocals that he gave me. So it was just an isolated vocal track, and he's like, I have this idea for a song with this melody. What can you do with this? So I had this just random stem of audio for his vocals, and to a click, and I had to try and write something around that, whatever I heard in my head. And so what you're hearing now is that. So that's usually backwards from how we work, but this was one of the few tracks that we did that on.
All right, well, Jerry and I both give the big thumbs up to this new album, Denied Truths. Go out and pick it up, and Steve, you're welcome back here on Rock and Metal Revival anytime.
Thank you so much. This is great.
There's something you probably haven't heard before, AC/DC live from Maryland from 1979 in Sin City. I dig that tune, dude.
Man, you got to go way back.
Way back.
I saw him on that tour, man.
I never have seen AC/DC. I've never went and saw them.
Really?
I had tickets once. They were at Alpine Valley.
I saw them when they were in their prime. That was so awesome, yeah. So good.
Didn't you see him at some speedway, Pecatonica?
Yeah.
At the fairgrounds or something?
Yep.
Cheap Trick.
And that was the first concert I ever saw. Yeah,
really?
It was awesome, yeah. And I'd heard a couple AC/DC tunes.
What, 1979, you were probably, about 4 years old?
Yeah. I was 2.
Pretty young?
Yeah, I was 2.
Yeah.
I drove.
You drove?
Yeah.
All right. Hey, we want to thank Steve from Pareidolia for stopping by. We always like to hear from new bands like that and like to help them out if we can.
Yeah,
if you
they're
dug
doing
those tunes,
they're doing it all on their own, too, man. They're not one of these with a record company.
Yeah, somebody busting our balls to play their music.
Yeah, no. So, support music. If you dug it, man, let us know. We'll like to hear that kind of stuff.
Hook
you up and let you get a hold of these guys and get some music, man.
Well, and that's like I always tell everybody on my regular show during the week that if you like live music, every band was a local band at one time.
Yeah, that's true.
Get out, support live music. Get out. If you go to a show, buy a CD, buy a T-shirt. That's how these bands stay on tour. It's not from record sales and radio play. Or, hey, just because they end up on Rock and Metal Revival doesn't make them rich.
No, for sure.
We've been on this. Sure? We've been on this show for 10 years, and we still have the same hookah.
Isn't that how you keep getting guests? You say, "Hey, after you get on our show, we're going to be rich, man. You won't believe what'll happen."
Yeah, I keep promising them that lifetime supply of rice-a-roni, the San Francisco treat.
It is.
Yeah,
that's some good stuff.
Yeah,
a lifetime, man, that's a lot.
Yeah, like 3 boxes. So
I don't know, man. That might be pushing it.
Yeah, that's true. Well, we want to thank Steve for being on the show. We want to thank all of our affiliates, Megarock Radio, along with Uncontrolled Noize, and our friends at Rock Rage Radio. Also, thank you. Thank you to our friends at the Hog.
Yeah,
1059 the Hog. All you hog heads out there. Yeah, listening.
Man.
So
I finally got the merch thing back up, man.
The merch thing's back up. Get your yoga pants, your hats, whatever you need, and just keep the date. If you are a hoghead listening to this show in the Illinois, Wisconsin state line area, keep the date January 14th open. There's going to be a party.
Going to be a party?
Yeah,
really?
And we're going to tell you about it coming up here in a couple of weeks.
Oh, cool.
And so keep that in mind. As we always say, have a good time this weekend, and remember, don't drink and drive.
Smoke and fly.
Peace.
This brings to an end another edition of Rock and Metal Revival. If you enjoyed it, tell a friend. If you didn't, tell 2. Until next time, this is Rock and Metal Revival.
I said, who wants to fucking touch me?
To catch the whole show of Rock and Metal Revival, all you have to do is check it out on these affiliates. Megarock Radio's on Saturdays from 11 a.m. Eastern Time, and on Uncontrolled Noize Tuesdays at 1 a.m., Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and on Saturday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern on UncontrolledNoise.com. And make sure that you leave them a message and tell them that you found Rock and Metal Revival on their stations.